ever just kind of find yourself down a rabbit hole on GitHub? You know, just clicking from profile to profile, project to project.
Yeah.
And then, bam, you find something that just makes you go, wait, what?
Yeah.
Today we're diving into one of those profiles.
Okay.
A user called, get this, 2bombs.
2bombs.
Who's mixing quantum computing,
wow,
open source collaboration, and maybe even a little digital archaeology.
And what's fascinating about this deep dive is that it's not just about the code. It's about someone's passions, like the evolution of technology and the potential impact, you know, on the future.
Right. It's like we're peeking into the mind of someone who's not just keeping up with the tech world, but like shaping it.
Yeah.
And they're doing it all with this like air of mystery.
Right.
I mean, their bio is just this line: time draws the fractal of causality.
Oh, wow.
I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
But it sounds deep.
It certainly piques your curiosity, right?
Yeah.
And then there's this mention of Quantops, which sounds like a superhero team.
Right.
But it's actually even cooler.
Okay, yeah, break that down for me. Is 2bombs running missions in the quantum realm or what?
Not exactly.
Right.
But they could be building the tools for it, right?
Yeah, okay.
Quantops likely refers to quantum operations. So think like managing and coordinating tasks for quantum computers.
Okay.
This is a whole new frontier we're talking about.
Wow.
With mind-blowingly complex algorithms and simulations.
So instead of just writing code, they're creating the systems to make that code work in like a whole new dimension of computing.
Exactly.
That's wild.
Yeah.
And they're based in Hengelo in the Netherlands.
Hengelo,
Any
yeah.
significance there?
You know, Angelo has a strong history in engineering and technology.
Okay.
So it wouldn't be surprising if 2bombs is connected to some cutting-edge research or development that's happening there. It adds another layer to the story, doesn't it?
Totally. Okay, let's talk about these projects, because this is where it gets really interesting. Okay.
They've got names like Theremin Q Classic.
Theremin Q.
And Theremin Q Bonsai Quantops.
Wow.
First of all, Theremin Q, was that inspired by those old kind of spooky music instruments?
It's a brilliant name, actually.
Yeah.
It evokes this sense of mystery and complexity, much like the theremin itself,
Yeah,
right?
sure, yeah.
And when you dig into those project titles, like you start to see the scope of what 2bombs might be building.
Right, and they keep mentioning bonsai, which I checked. It isn't just about miniature trees.
It's not, no.
It's actually a whole platform for building and optimizing quantum algorithms.
Right.
So imagine 2bombs using this to fine-tune the tools that will shape the future of quantum computing.
Exactly. And then you see these terms like crack and CMSIFA just kind of sprinkled throughout their project descriptions.
Yeah.
These aren't just random words. These are hints at specific tools and frameworks used in the world of quantum computing.
Uh-huh.
It's like 2bombs is leaving us clues, inviting us to decode their work. You know how much I love a good puzzle?
Mm-hmm.
So we've got quantum simulations,
Yeah.
cryptic project names,
Right.
possible connections to some like high-tech hub in the Netherlands, and it gets even better.
Oh, do tell.
Remember how we were talking about open source and 2bombs contributing to that whole collaborative spirit?
Yeah, yeah.
Well, it turns out they're also pulling from and modifying AI models from a platform called Hugging Face.
Interesting. Hugging Face is like this, it's like this giant library of AI models
Okay.
where developers can, you know, share and access pre-trained algorithms.
Right.
It's a vital resource for anyone working with machine learning these days.
And 2bombs is taking those models and, to use their word, quantizing them.
Quantizing.
So we're not just talking about quantum computing here. We're talking about the potential for quantum-powered AI.
Yeah.
What does that even look like?
It's a field with incredible potential.
Yeah.
Imagine AI with the ability to tackle problems that are currently impossible for even the most powerful classical computers.
Right.
2bombs could be at the forefront of a revolution in machine learning.
It's like they're a digital architect, but instead of bricks and mortar, they're using quantum algorithms and AI models to build something like entirely new.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Yeah.
And here's where it gets even more intriguing.
Okay.
In the fun facts section of their profile, 2bombs mentions that their username is actually a BBS handle.
Wait, BBS?
BBS.
As in those old school bulletin board systems.
Yeah, like dial-up modems and text-based adventures. BBSs.
That's incredible.
It is, isn't it?
Okay.
It tells us that 2bombs has been immersed in the digital world since like its early days.
Wow.
This isn't just someone who's good with code. This is someone who understands the evolution of technology in a deep way.
And there's one more little nugget here.
Okay.
They mention an arcane exception on the Aderist,
The address.
which, for those who don't know, was another early personal computer.
Right.
What's that about? Is that like a digital Easter egg from their past or something?
It's like they've got one foot in the future and one in the past.
Yeah.
Which is such a fascinating paradox.
Yeah.
This arcane exception on the Aderist, it makes you wonder if those early experiences somehow shaped their approach to the complexities of quantum computing.
Okay, so we've got this image of two bums with their fingers on the pulse of like cutting edge quantum computing and AI.
Right.
But they're also dropping these references to retro computing like it's nothing.
Yeah.
What's the connection? Is there something about those early experiences that like informs their current work?
It's a fascinating question, really.
Yeah.
On the surface, you've got this like sleek, almost futuristic world of quantum computing.
Right.
And then you have like the blocky graphics and the dial-up connections of like the BBS era.
Yeah.
But maybe, just maybe, there's a through line there.
Right. You're thinking about the limitations of those early systems, like how people had to be incredibly resourceful and creative to like push the boundaries of what was even possible back then.
Exactly. Remember, back then you had limited processing power, limited memory.
Right.
Every line of code had to count.
Yeah.
And on those BBSs, you had this incredible sense of community, right?
Yeah.
Of people coming together to share knowledge and push the limits of what they could do with the technology they had.
So are you saying that two bombs might be approaching quantum computing with that same like hacker spirit?
Possibly.
Seeing not just the complexities, but also the possibilities?
It's an intriguing thought, isn't it? This arcane exception that they mentioned on the Aderist could be a clue here, right?
Okay.
It suggests a deep dive into the inner workings of a system, an understanding that goes beyond just writing code.
It's like they're a digital archaeologist unearthing these like hidden relics from the past and repurposing them for the future.
I like that.
And you know, it makes me think about those early AI models they're pulling from Hugging Face.
Yeah.
Those models were built with the technology of their time,
Right.
with certain limitations.
Of course.
And now Two Bombs is potentially pushing those limitations, seeing if those models can be adapted, even enhanced, by the power of quantum computing.
Yeah, and this is where the potential impact becomes really mind-blowing.
Okay.
If Two Bombs is successful in quantizing these AI models, it could have ripple effects across countless fields.
You're talking about medicine, material science, all those things we hear about with quantum computing's potential.
And more. Imagine AI with the ability to analyze complex data sets, design new materials, or develop personalized medical treatments with a level of speed and accuracy we can barely comprehend right now.
It's like we're on the verge of a technological renaissance.
It really is.
And Two Bombs is one of the artists, blending the pigments of the past with the tools of the future.
It's a powerful analogy.
Okay.
And it speaks to the broader theme here, which is that technology is not just about progress in a straight line.
Right.
It's about iteration. It's about building on what came before, about finding inspiration in unexpected places.
And maybe, just maybe, it takes someone who's lived through those different eras of technology, someone who remembers the, like, clunky charm of a BBS and the thrill of pushing the limits of an Aderist to bridge that gap to the quantum future.
It's a fascinating thought.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, what other hidden gems are out there waiting to be discovered by those who know where to look?
We're all about uncovering those hidden gems, and this deep dive has definitely given us a treasure trove to consider.
It has.
But there's one more layer to this Two Bombs mystery that we need to unravel. So we've talked about Two Bombs projects.
Right.
They're like fascination with kind of bridging the old and the new in tech.
Yeah.
But there's still this one, like, tantalizing detail in their bio.
Okay.
Remember that arcane exception they mentioned?
Yeah.
The one from their Aderist days?
Ah, yes. The clue, that could be a window into their entire coding philosophy, right?
Right.
That's almost like a Zen koan, isn't it?
Okay.
A seemingly simple statement that, upon deeper reflection, might reveal something really profound.
Okay, now you're making me want to dust off my old computer science textbooks.
Yeah.
What kind of exception are we even talking about? Could have been like a common bug or something truly unique?
That's the beauty of it, we don't know.
Right.
And unless Two Bombs elaborates, it remains this delicious little mystery.
Right.
But here's what we can infer. For them to even remember it all these years later, this arcane exception must have been something significant.
Something that really challenged them, made them think differently.
Precisely.
Mm,
It might have been a situation where the usual rules didn't apply,
right.
where they had to really dig deep into the system's architecture to find a workaround.
And maybe that's the link to their work now. Maybe those experiences on the Aturus, those moments of grappling with limitations and finding like elegant solutions are what make them so adept at navigating the complexities of quantum computing.
It's a compelling thought.
Yeah.
After all, quantum computing is all about challenging our assumptions about how computers work.
Right.
It requires a different way of thinking,
Yeah.
a willingness to embrace the strange and the unknown.
So are you saying that two bombs might be uniquely suited to this field precisely because of their experiences with those older, more limited systems?
It's possible, isn't it?
That's a fascinating take. It's like those early challenges honed their skills for the quantum revolution even before anyone knew it was coming.
Exactly. And perhaps that's the lesson for all of us.
Okay.
That the experiences we have, even those that seem outdated or irrelevant, can shape our understanding in ways we never anticipate.
You know, we started this deep dive just trying to understand a GitHub profile.
Yeah.
And we've ended up in a conversation about like the nature of technological progress. Yeah.
And the enduring power of human ingenuity.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Two bombs, whoever they are, you've given us a lot to think about.
Indeed they have. And as we venture further into this quantum age, it's worth remembering that the next breakthrough might come from the most unexpected of places, right? Inspired by the lessons learned from a time when computers were a little less sleek and a little more, well, arcane.